Hi, my name is Sarah Rae. Welcome back to my channel. I want to say sorry for the way my schedule has been a little weird lately. It's been a rough 2 weeks for me, but we are getting back on schedule with this video, so I want to say thank you guys for all the new subs and for sticking with me. Today your video is going to be about how not to be a doctor pleaser and to really stick up for yourself and how to advocate for yourself. So like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications of when I upload, and let's get into the video. So what is a doctor pleaser? It is a lot like being a people pleaser, but in the terms of doctor-patient relationship. You want to do everything the doctor says and make them happy. But in the 17 years I've been sick and dealing with doctors and my illness, I've learned that that is not what you want to do. So in this video, I'm going to share with you what I've come across in my years of being sick and what I've found to work, and my advice to not be a doctor pleaser, and some of the stories that my mom and I have done to advocate for ourselves, and hopefully in the end it'll help you guys if you are struggling with standing up for yourself, advocating for yourself when it comes to doctors that are a little more what's a good word for it? Strong personality wise, and can be a little more difficult to work with. Difficult, that's the word I'm looking for. That can be a little more difficult to work with. You know what you can do in that situation. So let's begin. The first thing I want to share with you is to read your patient rights. Some people just think patient's rights, another paper, don't pay much attention to them, but really they are so important when it comes to advocating for yourself that it's not funny. Like, one of them being your right to change doctors, like to refuse a doctor and ask for another doctor. Like, for instance, I have, my mom and I should say, especially when I was little, my mom is the first person I've seen do this, and that has carried on to my adult life. So I have done this as well. Have kicked doctors out of my room for not doing the care that I needed out of them, for not listening to me, for not, taking care of me the way that I deserved. So I told them to go and to give me a different doctor, and that is your patient's rights. So there is things like that in there that people don't realize is your right to do. Like your right to refuse medicine. People don't think that is your right. It is. There is so much in there, so read your patient's rights. And I'm not saying refuse your medicine, because don't, because normally you're taking that medicine for a reason. But if you feel that that medicine is messing with you in a way that you feel See, this is difficult. Always consult your doctor before stopping a med. I'm going to leave it at that. So the next thing is, I'm going to tell you to, when it comes to your health, you deserve the best care. It's your health we're talking about. And that's when you can be selfish. I have the best doctors right now. And I've shared a story recently where a doctor, when I was in the hospital, told me that this is the best I'm going to get. He also told me that he thought it was all in my head. I went to my doctor's office and told them that I never wanted to see that doctor again, to put it in my chart that this doctor is not allowed to see me. Like, I don't care if he's on call. You are to get a different doctor. There is a lot of doctors in the hospital. That's it. Like, he is not allowed to see me. And they've respected that. I have not seen that doctor since. Again, that is your patient's rights to do that. But that is also advocating for yourself and standing up for yourself if you feel like a doctor is not caring for you the way they should be. Alright? Next is, I'm remembering these as I go, so if I pause in between them, you just gotta give me a sec. Alright? I'm not gonna name names, but what brought this video up is I was in the hospital last from May. What month was I in last month? March 28th to April 1st, and so that's where I was, and I was talking to a gentleman, and you know, he told me how his doctors aren't listening to him, and he's expressed how he felt about certain medications, how they're not helping him, that how he just wants to be off them. He's been on them for longer than a year, and they're not helping his condition. And he's expressed to his doctors on more than 2 occasions, and they're still not doing anything about him. And he don't know what to do. And he's more of the people-pleasing type, and he expressed that. And while in group, I expressed that immediately you need to stand up for yourself. You need to advocate for yourself. If you don't put your foot down and be stern with them and say, hey, this is how it needs to be. This medicine is not working. Is there anything else we can try? And if they still aren't listening, say it again. If they still aren't listening, say, hey, if you guys don't do something, I will switch doctors. That is your right. And he needed to do that because if your doctor's not listening to you, something's wrong. You don't work for your doctor works for you. And I told him that I can't tell you how many times I've kicked aides. My mom's kicked dietary. We've kicked doctors, nurses, the whole 9 yards, people out of my room for them not doing the care that they should be. I'm talking bedside manner. You speak up. Hey, you really are rude. Don't say it. You don't say it meanly. Okay, you say it. You don't be passive. You don't be aggressive. You be assertive. Okay? And sometimes doctors are seeing so many patients that they forget that we're human and they're caring for us. And that's not a reason. And sometimes us pushing back and saying, hey, you're doing this and I don't like it. They realize, oh, crap, my bedside manner has been, the S word. Let me change that. And the next time you see them, their attitude and everything's a little different. For example, again, told you it's going to be listed with examples and stuff. Stories of true stuff that's happened. My mom and I went to see one of my mom's doctors. And he never put down his computer. And this me off. Like anger. And he never once took a look at my mom. And when it comes to family, I'm really aggro about them. And I know that. I'm aware of that. But that's also why my mom takes me with her to her appointments, because I'm going to call out and stand up where sometimes her voice gets a little lost. I'm a loudmouth. I'm Italian. From New York. Okay? So, the next time we saw this doctor, I know that my voice carries. I didn't care. I knew that I was being a little loud. I didn't care. I, however, did not know the doctor was right outside the room and was listening. I was going off to my mom about how this doctor needed to put down his computer, needed to look at her, and I was angry at that, and I was going to do something. She needed to change doctors. This was unacceptable, and I just ran out of breath. Sorry. And, this was ridiculous. And I was just going off. And next thing I know, the doorknob starts jiggling, so I stopped, and the door opens, and he walks in with his stupid little computer. But the first thing he does is he sets it down and goes, "How are you doing today?" And I'm just like, who is this guy? I've never met this guy before. I didn't say that out loud. I thought it in my head. And he never once picked up his computer in that appointment. He looked my mom in the eye, was attentive, was listening to everything she said, looked her over, and was like a completely different doctor. And when he left, me and my mom just looked at each other and was like, what just happened? And we realized that he must have heard everything I said, and needed to hear that and changed what he did when he came in. So advocating for yourself is standing up for yourself when you're not being heard. When you're being pushed around, when the doctor's kind of, making all the decisions, not listening to you, when, you honestly feel like something's wrong and you know it. See, nobody, like I said, knows your body and your condition. I mean, I understand the doctors went to school for it, but nobody knows what you're going through like you. Now, okay, I've had Crohn's for 17 years. I've studied and gone through everything I can on Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. To the point that so I am as educated as the doctor. And that's another thing you need to be, is educated on your illness. So the doctors know that you're a force. So they recognize that you know what you're talking about. I've outschooled doctors before. And that's because I know what I'm talking about. Especially when it comes to my body. Like, okay, well then why is this happening? If it isn't because of this, then tell me why this is happening. You advocate for yourself. Ask questions. That's a big one. Another thing, I'm going to add this in here. It's something that I've found to happen to many people that I've talked to, and also myself. So, I'm not saying this happens to everyone, so take this with a grain of salt. I've found doctors to treat patients who are younger. Now, I'm not 30 yet, so under 30, who look young, who are under 30, like I said, like they're like they don't know what they're talking about, and they immediately go to the parents and speak to them. Like, okay, I can't tell you how many times now, again, I'm educated in my illness. I've been dealing with this for 17 years. I am 27 years old. I am an adult. I go to my appointments by myself. Yet, some doctors seem to want to talk to my mom over me about my illness. And when they talk to me, they kind of treat me like I don't know what I'm talking about. And I've spoken to people who've had that happen to them before. Now, I don't know if that's happened to any of you. Maybe it's have. I can't speak today. You guys forgive me. But I mean, I don't know how to handle that situation yet. I'm still working on that. So, in closing, don't be a doctor pleaser. Advocate for yourself. Again, check out your patient's rights. Use them to your advantage. Refer to them. You don't work for your doctor works for you. You know, be assertive. Don't let your doctors push you around. You know your body. Yeah, there's not much more I have to say besides what I've said in this video already. If I think of more, I'll make a part 2, but I hope you guys learned a few things in this video. Yeah, so thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and bye.